Hi, and welcome to Cedar Mini. We are a mum and bub duo documenting our creative play and art journey together. We show you simple and budget-friendly ideas to foster yours and your child's imagination. Come and see what we're making today. Today on Cedar Mini, we are making colorful paintings using recycled paper towel roll stamps. These are the materials you will need: a paint palette, some paint. Today we are using some bright acrylics, paper towel rolls, paper, and some optional items such as a drawing pad, craft paper to back Mama's collage, glue, scissors, masking tape, ruler, cutting blade, and cutting mat. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is cut our paper towel rolls in half. Then we make little snips around one side of the tube to make a flower or mop-like pattern for our stamp. You can create zigzag patterns or wavy ones, or you can be as inventive as you like. Pop some paint on your paint palette and get your mini ready to make. This was a very foreign concept to Minnie, so I needed to show him how to hold the stamps to make marks on his paper. I used an old calendar and taped Minnie's sheet onto it, knowing that he would very much like to paint onto surrounding surfaces. He somehow enjoyed painting the protective paper rather than the actual sheet in front of him. I really loved watching Minnie investigate the stamps. He felt its bristles and turned the stamps around to look at the paint that had transferred onto them. He also initiated stacking them together at different points of the activity, and I liked watching him truly explore all this activity had to offer. Of course, not seen here are the countless times he threw them on the floor, on the table, and across the room. Here are Minnie's masterpieces. This week I store his art in his portfolio, which I will show you at the end of this video. Now on to Mama's turn. I was more deliberate in combining colors together, with the idea of making prints that could potentially become something floral. I used the same stamps Minnie had used because they were still in great condition. I think this is such an interesting way to make pattern sheets of paper. You can experiment with colors or even plan out how you want your prints to come out. For myself, I just stamped away freely. Once the sheets were all dry, I cut some pieces freehand and just worked around shapes that could form flowers on my final collage piece. got stalk, sleeves, and petals. I used an old art frame border to measure out my composition and look at the space I had to work with. I played around with my collage pieces, spaced them out, and when I was happy with my placement, I glued them down, making sure there were no air bubbles this time. This was the result. But I wasn't quite happy with it, so I kept working on it, keeping things playful, and drew on my composition. Didn't like that either, so realized that I needed something to make the pieces stand out from the background. And that's when I decided to cut them out and glue them onto some craft paper. And voila, better. Not perfect, but better. I could use a little bit more on it, but overall, I was happy how the patterns pop against the brown. I really like how it looks and think this could easily be a design for a handmade card you can make as a thank you note. And as mentioned early in the video, this week I chose not to alter or frame Minnie's work and instead file it into his portfolio. I use a binder with plastic sleeves to save some, not all, of his work. I write his name, a description, and the date to keep some memories as well as see his development. This is a simple and organized way to keep your Minnie's art together. And there you have it. Another easy craft for you and your Minnie. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you again on Cedar Minnie. Like and subscribe for more fun with Minnie and Mama.